Welcome back, friends. I've been contemplating this thought for a while now. If a tenth of the percent of the great ideas that we discuss with our friends and we get excited about, if we just took a tenth of that energy and put it towards action rather than talking, what could we accomplish? So many people have these grand ideas that are frankly good ideas. They have these big desires that they want to change their life. And they have a way to do it. They have an idea of how to do it. They want to get in shape. They want better relationships. They want to make more money. They want to save more money. They want to learn to invest. They want to learn a new skill, whatever it is. And they have a plan and they never implement the plan, or they try to implement such a complex and hard to follow plan that they can't make it a habit. What I've learned is the best way to make a habit stick is to not miss 2 consecutive days of that habit. Doesn't necessarily have to be days if the habit is not daily, but do not miss 2 consecutive times. If you want to build that habit, do not miss 2 consecutive planned dates of doing that activity. Then you'll have a habit. And if you make these habits, if you point them towards the actual plan that you have in your mind of how to better your life, and you put effort towards it, your life will get better. It just will take a little bit longer than a lot of people's patience allows. We live in a world that does not care about your attention span. They want to shorten it because the shorter it will be, the harder it is for you to think clearly and make logical decisions. As a society, I feel like we are losing our ability to think deeply and to actually put in hard work where we have to focus on one thing. And we're not worried about checking our Instagram and we're not worried about checking our emails. And we're losing that ability to push through hard work, hard, deep work. There's a lot of people out there that work really, really hard. It is true. That is true. So this is not everyone. But generally, as a society, I see a lot of people say they work hard. And you look at their work week, and they might work 36 hours a week, which is not bad. But then they go home and they don't have any hobbies, and they're not interested in learning new skills. They're not interested in meeting people. And then they're confused on why they're sad, and they're confused on why they feel a little depressed or anxious. And it's sad because they feel sad because they don't do stuff. They feel sad because their life does not align with what they believe about their life. And they don't think that there's any hope. They don't see a way out. I've been in that place. It's hard. And it sometimes takes other people to help pull you out. But if you're in that place right now, I sympathize with you. And I promise you that if you try a little bit different, if you try a little bit of exercise that you normally wouldn't do, if you try to take a different route home, if you add in variety into your life, something you're not used to, your life will get a little bit better. You go for a walk, your life will get a little bit better. I don't know where I'm going with this thought, but I was just thinking about today, and I listened to so many people talk to me about how they were going to better their life. And they had these plans on how to do it. But they were the same plans I've been hearing about for months or years. And they're still telling me about their dreams of what they want to do. And they're currently living a life that they don't want to live. And this doesn't have to be just financial. This has to do with building relationships, building yourself, acting the way that you want to act. Some people are living lives that they don't want just because it's not their normal. They wanted life outside of their normal, but they don't want to act abnormally. If you want abnormal results, if you want different results from your life, you've got to make changes. It's not easy, but it is very simple. To get different results, do different things, change things, and your life will change. If you're on a fitness journey, if you're on a financial journey, if you're on a mental health journey, don't expect to be a genius about it in that field overnight. Do the next simplest, smallest thing in the right direction, and you will better your life. I've seen it happen. I've done it myself. It works. People much smarter than me have talked about it for much longer than I've been alive. It works. You just have to be willing to put in that effort. And you have to be willing to push through that fear that you might feel. But we are so comfortable in a known misery than we are in an unknown heavenly state. And that's sad. So if you can get past that, you can live in heaven. You can have a better life. Your life will change for the better. You just got to push through that fear. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time.